Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to be unboxing 3 new Middle Eastern fragrance clones, including Arabiyat Nayel Queen. So let's jump into it. All right, we are back with another unboxing first impressions video of 3 new Middle Eastern fragrances that I recently got in. Links are going to be down in the description if you decide you want to check any of these fragrances out. Also some coupon codes, save yourself a few bucks at a variety of different places if you decide you want to shop with them. So pretty pumped on this fragrance haul here. I have one from Grandeur, I have one from Halaj, and I have that Arabiyat Nayel Queen that has been highly requested by many of you for me to check out. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's quit screwing around. Let's get into it. All right, kicking things off, going to the house of Grandeur, which is, I believe, a sub-brand of Al Watania, and it's Grandeur's Elite Iconic Nuit. Now, scoop this up from Fragrance Buy for $25, and here this is a good twist on the YSL La Nuit Alone Bleu Electrique. So let's find out, shall we? All right, so there we have the box presentation for Grandeur Elite Iconic Nuit Pour Homme. Typical cardboard box, not much to it. Let's get to the bottle. All right, and there we have the bottle presentation for Grandeur's Iconic Nuit Pour Homme. Nice looking bottle this, nice thick base going on to it. Name of the fragrance right there. It does have Cerulean in there as well, so that might be part of the name that I've missed so far, but on the websites it's just Iconic Nuit. But really nice heavy bottle going on to this, cap on this. A little bit of metal on the top there with this silver part here, and then the rest of it's mix of plastic, pretty thick acrylic, so definitely will not crush in my powerful hand. And the atomizer on this bad boy, if I can find it, there it is. Oh, is that pressurized? Hell yeah, for pressurized atomizer. Big fan of that. Bonus points, but what does this smell like? So right off the rip, just smelling this in the air, absolutely has that YSL La Nuit Alone Bleu Electrique sort of vibe going on to it. Really beautiful cardamom that's going on in the air right now, like a little bit of lavender that's happening. Just the cardamom in this is absolutely gorgeous. I am digging this one. Definitely has that Bleu Electrique vibe. So let's get this on paper. Let's dive in. Yeah, so right off the rip, just smell this off paper. Nice kind of ginger bergamot combo that's happening right here. So it has that kind of fresh, spicy ginger, a little bit of a sparkle to it. And it has, like I said, that beautiful cardamom that's coming through. Aromatic, spicy, has a little bit of sweet going on to it. There is some aromatic lavender in there as well. That's kind of just elevating the aromatic nature of that cardamom, adding like a little bit of a clean touch to this as well, a little bit of a blue appeal going on to it. And there are some subtle woods that are sitting in behind, but it's really about this cardamom, that ginger, and this lavender that's coming through. Really, really nice. As it's opening up a little bit more, there is some more cedar wood that's starting to come up from the base. So it has, again, kind of a fresh, spicy, light, airy, almost aromatic style of woody appeal that's coming through. That's really working in well with that cardamom. The ginger in this is still there, but it's not as kind of fresh, spicy as it was in the opening. It really kind of faded back quick. And I'm finding it's not kind of like as sparkly or as sharp perhaps as the original Bleu Electrique. I find the ginger in this is kind of dialed down a little bit, and it's really more about this cardamom that's coming through. There is some more additional aromatics coming through, so it has a bit of a green touch, like a bit of a geranium feel going on, but you're still getting that lavender coming through. But the cardamom is working really well with this cedar note that's coming through, just kind of really accentuating that aromatic nature of it, that spicy aspect to it, and it has just the right balance of sweet coming through. This is beautiful. Yeah, I'm digging this one. The cardamom in this, I know I've already said it a couple times, really liking how the cardamom's coming across, and for like a $25 fragrance, this is quite nice. But let's get to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Grandeur's Iconic Nuit. Been about an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. Really nice dry down on this. Not a whole lot changed. It's just everything kind of gelled together that much better. So the cardamom is still there, just really giving it that sweet, spicy, aromatic profile, mixing in with those aromatics in the mid. More of the lavenders come through, so it's got a bit of a sweet, clean lavender that's there, really giving it that kind of blue sort of feel. And then just a really nice woody base, a little bit of some cedar coming through, a little bit of grassy vetiver there, just more adding a texture than anything, but just kind of a nice woody base for that spice, that aromatic profile to sit on top of, and just a really great interpretation of that YSL Bleu Electrique. Just for 25 bucks, they did a fantastic job on this. I am quite pleased with this one. So overall, pending performance, I think for 25 bucks, this is a steal of a deal. Really happy with this one, and it might be worth checking out. That's Grandeur's Iconic Nuit. All right, next up, going to the house of Khadlaj with Halaj Island for man. Now, I also scooped this up from Fragrance Buy for $33 and heard a few things about this one. I can see the notes on the back of the box here, so I have an idea of where it's going with it. So let's just dive in and get to it, shall we? All right, now we have the box presentation for Khadlaj Island. Typical cardboard box, has this kind of tropical sort of pattern going on to it. All the notes are on the back right to there as well, but overall end extrait to parfum, so that's a little exciting, but typical cardboard box. Let's get to the bottle. All right, and there we have the bottle presentation for Khadlaj Island. Pretty straightforward looking bottle with a little bit of an added pizzazz here with this kind of dot pattern that's going on here. Is that a metal plaque? Feels a little plasticky right there, but name of the fragrance right there. But nice thick base going on to this one, kind of chiseled corners going on, so decent bottle presentation on this. Cap on this is a nice metal. Definitely hurt your foot if you drop it on it and will not crush my powerful hands. And the atomizer on this sucker, ooh, is that it? Are we going 2 for 2 on pressurized atomizers? Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. Thing of beauty. Love it. Bonus points for that one as well for a pressurized atomizer. But what does this smell like? So right off the rip, just smell this in the air. Super tropical style of fragrance going on. Definitely get some pineapple that's coming through, a little hint of some ginger that's there. Has kind of a powdery texture that's like this iris powderiness that's going on. So it has a bit of a floral sweetness mixing in with that pineapple note. And it's definitely got some coconut going on there. Just really kind of fresh, fruity, kind of cozy at the same point, sort of tropical vibe. Really reminding me of the Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Parfum, somewhere in that neighborhood. So let's get this on paper. Let's dive in. So right out the gate, just smelling soft paper. Really, really digging this opening to this. Pineapple that's coming through, really kind of fresh, like mouth-watering, photorealistic, kind of fresh cut pineapple that's coming through. That's really fusing in nicely with this iris. So it has that powdery texture, has that floral kind of aspect going on to it, and it's really balanced off against that citrusy pineapple. Little pop of some ginger in behind, so there is like a tiny bit of some fresh spiciness, but it's really about that pineapple and that iris coming together. There is some coconut that's tucked in behind. I'm getting more of it in the air than I am off the test strip right now. So it does add that kind of tropical feel that's going on to it. But in terms of like the Le Beau comparison, like this is a little bit more pineapple coming forward than it is coconut, but I am really liking that pineapple iris combination right now. Really nice. As it's opening up a little bit more, that coconut is starting to come forward a little bit, along with some tonka and probably some sandalwood, because it's got this like creaminess that's going on. So it's like a bit of a creamy coconut with that tonka that's coming through, adding a little bit of additional sweetness to it, almost a little bit of a warmth coming through. So it's kind of like a warm, creamy coconut tonka accord, but it still has that pineapple and that iris accord that's there. So it's all blending together. And that iris with that creamy aspect is really forming like a beautiful texture, like almost kind of like a velvety sort of texture that's coming through. And it's just got that pina colada sort of tropical vibe going on with the pineapple, the coconuts, and just that velvety texture. This is really nice. Yeah, I'm really digging this one. It's definitely in that Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau Parfum neighborhood. Definitely that's kind of what they're going for with this one. Maybe a little bit of a twist. I think this is a little bit more pineapple than coconut. I have to get them side by side again, but really liking this fragrance so far. But let's skip to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Khadlaj Island for man. Been about an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. Really nice dry down in this. Did change a little bit. The pineapple dropped off this a little bit. The iris is faded back a little bit, but it's been kind of like swapped a little bit. So that powdery texture, that texture from the iris, it's been kind of swapped out for a little bit more of an amberiness that's coming through. So you do get that fuzzy texture still, but there's more coconut that's coming through right now. There's a little bit of tonka that's come through, adding some sweetness and a little bit of darkness mixing in with that amberiness that just kind of a little bit of a vanillic accord, some of that coconut coming through, and you still get that sandalwood that really mixes in well with that coconut. So it's got that kind of creamy coconut feel mixing with those woods, along with that tonka, that amberiness, a little bit of an ambergris too that's kind of giving it a little bit of a extra character to it as well, and it's still got that really tropical feel, just a little bit less pineapple and iris in the dry down than anything, and just really digging this one. This is going to be just a great spring summer style of fragrance. It does have a little bit of kind of like that warmth and that kind of like almost like thickness to it, that I think this might be a little bit too much in the high heat, even though this very much has kind of a tropical summer sort of vibe. Perfect for those kind of summer evenings, those summer date nights kind of occasions, I think this one is definitely going to fit the bill. So I'm going to be absolutely getting this one on skin. I think my girlfriend's going to absolutely love this one because she just enjoys those kind of scent profiles. So I'm pretty excited about this one. If you can't tell, I'm really enjoying the scent profile on this. And for 33 bucks, I think this is a great twist interpretation of that Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Le Parfum, and I think it's worth checking out. That's Halaj Island. All right, next up, going to the house of Arabiyat, and it's Arabiyat's Nayel Queen. Now, scoop this up from Fragrance X, actually, on a hot tip from one of you for $40. And anytime I've ever done a review on any sort of baby cat cologne, whether it's Fiert or Rifkit or something like that, there's a couple of you or a few of you that are in the comments telling me that this is superior to all of those. So we're gonna find out right now. All right, there we have the box presentation for Arabiyat Prestige, I forgot to mention, Nayel Queen. Really nice looking box presentation on this, nice thick cardboard, has some kind of cool designs going on to it in a shimmery gold, but it is kind of like the bottle's loose in there, and so it's a little tentative on here because this does slide out like this, so that kind of wanted to open and fall out on me. But overall, nice box presentation for that, and nice bottle presentation. Very interesting bottle presentation on this. How much juice is in this bad boy? I can't tell right now, but it looks, I don't know if that's 100 milliliters. It's probably a little bit less than 100 milliliters, but interesting bottle looking presentation. Very like sleek, slender style of bottle that's going on here with kind of a vial of juice in the middle. Has this kind of, is that a lion or a tiger or something sitting on the front right there? So interesting bottle presentation. I do quite like that. Cap on this is very lightweight. This is kind of a thick acrylic top to it with a pretty, the bottom part might crush in my powerful hands, but the top part definitely will not. So overall cap is a little on the cheap side, and the atomizer on this, nice fat sprays. Doesn't go very far, but really fat sprays, it'll get the job done overall. But what does this smell like? So right off the rip, just smelling this in the air, undeniably, this is a YSL baby cat style of cologne. Really nice though, has that kind of that typical kind of waxy, elemy sort of vibe going on to it. Really nice saffron that's going on here. It has this like smokiness that's going on to it as well. So it's kind of a smoky, spicy saffron. There's a lot of S's in that. Mixing with that elemy, and there's a really nice kind of vanilla and some benzoin that's coming in from the base. So it's a really nice balance of some smoky spice, a little bit of tobacco, some vanillic accords, so sweet, spice, some nice texture with that elemy. So I am digging this so far. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe this is the best baby cat cologne, but let's get this on paper. Dive in. Yeah, so right off the rip, just smelling this off paper, really, really spicy opening to this one. It has that elemy as I mentioned previously, but lots of spices coming forward. It got that smoky saffron, some tobacco, so it has this like kind of dry earthiness that's just mixing in with a whole bunch of different spices. You are getting that saffron, so it has that kind of suede-y, not quite leathery, but a bit of a suede-y saffron sort of touch going on to it. There is a little bit of sweetness coming off the strip, but not as much as it was in the air. This is really all about these spices in the opening, and it's really quite nice. As it's opening up a little bit more, there is a really nice cedar wood accord that's starting to come through. So the spices and that kind of smokiness that's in here is really fusing in with that cedar note, giving it some like extra fresh, spicy, like aromatic, but kind of like a dark resinous woody feel that's going on to it, but very much like a cedar sort of vibe. Really liking that. And I do enjoy like a really nice cedar note, and it's really coming through on this one. And you're still getting that elemy, so it adds that kind of texture going on. So it's like a spicy, resinous, like aromatic, fresh, spicy cedar wood that's mixed in there with that little touch of that kind of suede saffron as well. This is nice. I'm liking this a lot. Yeah, this opening and this midpoint are really about these spices at this point with that cedar wood coming through. I did get more sweet accords coming in the air, but off the test strip right now, it's just really kind of spicy, woody, almost a little kind of dark resinous vibes going on to it. Little hint of some benzoin coming up, but it's more kind of a spicy benzoin than anything, not like a sweetness from like a vanillic accord quite yet. It is tucked in way behind, but it's still spicy woody at this point, but I am liking it quite a bit. So let's skip to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Arabiyat's Nayel Queen. Been about an hour. Let's settle down, do its own thing. I did confirm in that hour that the amount of juice in there is in fact 70 ml, so it's a 70 ml bottle. I knew that wasn't 100 mLs. Dry down on this, very, very nice. So in the dry down, a little bit more of this like vanilla benzoin tonka has come forward, and it's formed this kind of spiced vanilla or like a smoked vanilla that's coming in, that's mixing in with those spices, that saffron, that waxy elemi, and that cedarwood. It is really quite nice. It's balanced off like with that sweet accord coming in a little bit more than it was in the opening. So just like a really nice baby cat interpretation. The suede mixing in with that kind of earthy tobacco, as well as that elemi, that waxy texture with that suediness, is just a very nice texture that forms with this. And I think that spice with that incense that's really infused into that vanillic profile just gives it some darkness, some resinous aspects to it, and just a very interesting sweet profile in that dry down that just works together all very, very well. And it is a fantastic baby cat interpretation. Y'all weren't lying to me when you said that this is a great one. Is it the best one of the bunch? Maybe I should make a video doing a comparison, because I do happen to like the Fragrance World French Avenue's Fiert quite a bit, and it's gonna take a little bit to dethrone that one. So as much as I like this one, this is a very good interpretation. It's got some stiff competition when it comes to that Fragrance World Fiert. So we're gonna have to do a comparison video perhaps. Comment down below, do you want to see a comparison video? Let me know, and maybe I'll do that for you guys. So overall though, for $40, definitely a great baby cat interpretation. If you like that style of DNA, you'll absolutely love this one, so it might be worth checking out. That's Arabiyat's Prestige Nayel Queen. All right, so there you have it. That's my unboxing, first impressions of 3 really good Middle Eastern fragrance clones and 2 pressurized atomizers. But I want to hear from you guys. What are some other Middle Eastern fragrance clones you want to see me do an unboxing for, full review, all that jazz? Comment down below. Love hearing from you guys. Love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.